This is Amantika from Guru Nanak Dev University and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So today we are going to discuss about the grounds for divorce in the Special Marriage Act. So what are these grounds? So section 27 and 28 of this act provides the provisions dealing with the divorce, or we can say the grounds of divorce under Special Marriage Act, on the grounds on which we can get a divorce from the partner. So first of all, there comes adultery. So clause A of subsection 1 of section 27 states that either party may seek divorce on the ground that the respondent has, after the solemnization of the marriage, had voluntarily sexual intercourse with any person other than his or her spouse. This clause is similar terms in clause 1 of subsection 1 of section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act also. So under Hindu Marriage Act also there is a clause, or we can say under section 13 we have a ground of adultery, that on the basis of that we can get divorce, and the same happens with the adultery. As we all know that adultery is not considered to be a crime, it is just a ground for divorce. So in this case also it is considered to be a ground for divorce. Then comes desertion. So under clause B of subsection 1 of section 27 of this act, if the respondent has deserted the petitioner for a continuous period of not less than 2 years immediately preceding the presentation of the petition, it is a ground for seeking divorce. As the meaning of desertion is explained under section 27 subsection 1, it explains that the desertion means desertion of the petitioner by the other party to the marriage without reasonable cause and without the consent or against the wish of such party, and includes the willful neglect of the petitioner by the other party to the marriage and its grammatical variations and cognate expression shall be construed accordingly. It is also well settled that there must be a factum of separation. So the separation is very much important. Separation for basically 2 years or more in this case is very essential. If they are not separated, then we cannot say that the partner has been deserted by the other. Then comes that there must be an intention to bring cohabitation to an end. If they are cohabitating and still you are accusing him for the ground of for the desertion, then it is not possible, as the cohabitation is not in there, and there must be an intention to bring cohabitation permanently to an end, and it is also considered as animus distrenti. So that's the maxim for it. Then comes the element of permanence, which is a prime condition, requires that both these essential ingredients should continue during the entire statutory period. So it must be in continuous manner. It must not be like for one instance he is cohabitating and at other instance he is not. Then the other thing is sentence of imprisonment for 7 years. In view of clause C of subsection 1 of section 27, the petitioner may sue for divorce on the ground that the respondent is undergoing the sentence of imprisonment for 7 years or more for an offence defined in the Indian Penal Code. So this is also a ground for divorce. Then comes cruelty. Where the husband was making excessive demands on sexual life, or with basically cruelty in this case may be physical cruelty, or maybe it could be mental cruelty also. So both the cruelties are involved here. So if a partner is engaging in domestic abuse with his spouse or with her spouse, then it is also considered to be a ground for divorce under Special Marriage Act 1954. Then comes insanity. So insanity, clause E of subsection 1 of section 27 states that the petitioner may sue for divorce if the respondent has been incurably of unsound mind, or has been suffering continuously or intimately from mental disorder. So in this case, if the person is going through mental disorder, then the other spouse or his spouse can file a case for divorce in this regard. So explanation in this is that mental disorder means mental illness, arrested or incomplete development of mind, psychopathic disorders, or any disorder or disability of mind, and include schizophrenia. The other is that it means a persistent disorder or disability of mind. Then comes venereal disease, that is clause F of subsection 1 of section 27 deals with it. If the respondent is suffering from such a disease, then the other spouse has full right to file for divorce. Then comes the presumption of death. If they don't know that that person is living or he is dead, and or we can say they presume that he is dead because of such an miserable accident or severe accident, then in that condition also they can file a case for divorce, or it shall be considered to be a ground for divorce. Then comes rape. Under section I of subsection 1A of section 27, a wife may seek divorce on the ground that her husband has, since the solemnization of marriage, been guilty of rape, sodomy, or bestiality. So in this case also, it is a ground for divorce. It is a crime also. The person or the we can say women can file a case against her husband also, and it is a ground for divorce too. Then comes divorce by mutual consent. In this under section 28 of the Act, divorce by mutual consent may be sought by the parties to the marriage by presenting a joint petition on the ground that they have not been able to live together. In this case, both the parties mutually consent that they want to end this marriage, and it is a ground for divorce under section 28 of the Special Marriage Act. So that was all about divorce, or we can say ground of divorce under Special Marriage Act 1954. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, put a thumbs up on this video, and also don't forget to like and subscribe the channel Dexclick. And this was for education purpose only. This does not solicit any promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of the Bar Council of India. Thank you.